Is it time to create something different with your life and your body? Right Body for You will inspire you and invite you to a different way of creating the body and the life you truly desire. Ready? Let's go. Here's your host, Donnielle.
And welcome, everybody. Welcome to Right Body for You. I am your host for the day, for the year, for the show, Donnielle. Thank you so much for joining us now, in the past, in the present, or in the future. I know how it goes, and I know that we can manipulate time. My time has been recently manipulated, traveling all over the world. You know, that's one of the fun things I get to do with this life that I've created. Is I get to travel the world, facilitating classes, facilitating bodies, facilitating people, and just really having a good time. You know, I've just come off the 5-week tour that, you know, as you guys know, I joined you via the airwaves. I figured it out. It was 9 body classes, 9 classes, multiple day classes in 4 countries, 3 continents in 5 weeks. And today I'm coming to you from my home office. And I and my kid are very excited. My body gets to be here for just a little bit before heading back to Australia. Yes, folks, back to Australia, because I was just there, 8 days ago. But I'm going to do a Right Body for You workshop in Brisbane, Australia. You know, it is so fun to travel the world and see people shift and change. And, you know, one thing I hear a lot as I've been traveling is I listen to your podcast all the time. I listen to your radio show. I'm so grateful. Or what cracks me up is when I say something in class and people are like, oh my gosh, I heard you say that on your radio show. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. So thank you guys that let me know you're listening. Let me know that you're enjoying the show, and let me know things that, you know, topics and stuff that you would love me and my body to actually talk to you about. So please always know that reach out, let us know if there's something that you want more information on. You can always contact me through my website, Donnielle, Donnielle. As one of the benefits of having an unusual name is I got my own URL, which is www.donnielle, DONNIELLE.com. You can always find out more about my schedule, information, products, and contacting me if you'd like to send me information of, like, I don't know, what you might want to see. So today, though, we're talking about secret ingredients to creation. Okay. How come others seem to be able to create things and you have a hard time? What is their secret? I've recently added something to my creation that has created so much ease and fun. Things that I've asked for years are beginning to show up. Want to know what my secret is? Which is so funny, guys. When I wrote that description, I was like, I'm not sure if this is the beginning of a Right Body for You radio show or a porn show. Just like, you want to know what my secret is? Which it just kind of made me laugh. Just the secrets, because, you know, that's what so much, it almost seems to be that there's secrets in this reality that have power over people, and one of those does seem to be sex and what you do with it or don't do with it, or abuse or anything like that, which really makes it interesting. You know, because when you keep your secret or somebody else's secret, you know, like if you keep a family secret, you're making that more important than your life. When you keep a secret of somebody else who has been, you know, like, oh, well, don't tell anybody. This is my secret. You are making them more important. So I'm not saying go out and, you know, tell everybody's secrets, because that's their choice, just like mine today. Today I'm here to tell you one of my secrets. And here's the thing. When we're talking about secrets, it's not that I was keeping a secret from you guys, and now I'm just ready to reveal it, I was actually keeping a secret from myself. Okay? I mean, really, how many secrets about anything are we keeping from ourselves? You know, what capacity might be, what keeping things secret about what we become aware of, or what we know, or what we perceive about others, what we need to do about our business or not do about our business or our lives, or boyfriends, girlfriends, or family, or anything. It's like we don't want to know this, so we keep it secret, or we're refusing to believe it, so we keep it secret. So it's how many secrets have you been actually keeping from you, and then therefore keeping from the world? Okay, so that's kind of what we're talking a lot about today. I do have a few things that I'm going to share with you that has ramped up my creation and my creative abilities, which this 5 weeks has really shown me. But also in general, what secrets are you keeping from yourself? And what secrets are you keeping from yourself that if you didn't keep them a secret from yourself, would give you everything you've asked for and are asking for, okay? So here's the thing. Secrets seem to have a negative connotation. And what I mean by that is it's like, oh, don't tell anybody. Shh, it's my secret. And it always seems to be something negative, or what this reality calls negative, you know? It's like, I've done something bad, keep it secret. Or I'm going to talk gossip about this person, so it's just between us. It's our little secret, you know? Secrets always seem to be this quote unquote negative things. And so it's like, so if something within our reality and our universe has that secret energy, well then of course, why would we go try to find it? Because we've already decided and judged that all secrets are bad. Okay. Well, what if that isn't actually true? Because one of the secrets to creation I've recently discovered, now, you know, you get it when you get it. Right Body for You is a division of Access Consciousness. It's a book. It's a workshop. It's a radio show. You know, it's a bunch of things. And I've been doing it for, 8 years, 8.5, 9, somewhere around there. About this, as long as I've been doing Access Consciousness, really, which, you know, Right Body for You is a division and specialty class of Access Consciousness, okay? And so Access Consciousness has this thing that we say, you get it when you get it. Because what I've recently discovered for me is a secret to creation is something that we talk about in the very beginning core classes of Access Consciousness. Okay? So it's not like it's something new that's been revealed. Ooh, it's new, it's fresh. Well, it's still fresh because it's still so relevant. But for me, it is one of the, it's one of the keys to creation that I've actually been keeping secret for myself, because I didn't know what to do with it, or if somebody misunderstood it, I didn't know where to go with it. And it literally was shutting down my life, my creation, my job. And what's funny is I know I've succeeded in some things, and I also know I could have done more. And here's what I've and so you get it when you get it, right? We talk in Access about you get it when you get it. So as I'm saying, this secret that I just recently revealed to myself about being a potent tool for creation is taught in the foundation class, which is a core beginning class for Access Consciousness. And honestly, it was just turning on my sexualness, okay? And, you know, we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between sex and sexualness, because I know a lot of people, when they hear sexualness, they go to copulation, or they go to femme fatale, or anything like that, but sexualness actually has nothing to do with that. When we're talking about the sexualness, as Access Consciousness uses it, the sexualness is basically, it's the energy of life, okay? It's the healing, nurturing, caring, generative, creative, expansive, joyful, and orgasmic qualities of life, okay? Nowhere in there is insert A to insert body part B, right? It's not about putting the body parts together. It's not about hurting people or harming people. It's actually just about creation. Literally, it's about creation of life. It is, let me read that again, the energy of life, okay? Nurturing, caring, healing, orgasmic, generative, expansive, excitement, joyful, orgasmic quality of life. Okay, yes, it does say orgasmic, but again, I'm not talking about le petit mort. Sorry to those of you who speak French, and I may have completely destroyed how you say that. But we're talking about, it's not about the petite mort is little death, right? Which is an orgasm that your body has during sex. Copulation, putting body part A into body part B. Okay. So that's not what we're talking about with sexualness. Let me say that again. Sexualness is the energy of life. It's about living, okay? It's the healing, nurturing, caring, creative, generative, expansiveness, joyful, orgasmic quality of life, okay? That's when every bite of food makes you go, oh, that just tastes so good. That's amazing. It's when every time you go out into the sun, it goes, oh, that feels so good. It's amazing. Or, you watch a YouTube video online and you're like, oh, that is so amazing. I know I keep saying the word amazing, but you get the energy of what I'm saying. It's just like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. That is expanding my universe, okay? Because that's what sexualness is all about. It's really about things, including yourself, that are expanding your universe, okay? Energy of life, energy of living. Because a lot of people have life, but very few people are actually living, okay? So sexualness is that living energy, that nurturing, caring, healing, generative, creative, excitement, expansiveness, joyful, orgasmic quality of life. It's when everything you do, be, touch, receive, or gift causes explosions of possibility into your universe and theirs. Okay? All right. So we're going to take our first quick little break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about how sexualness and sex differ, even though it has the word sex in it. I get it. I'm a pervert too, but sexualness is not sex. It is not body parts insert body part A and body part B. It has an energy all its own. Okay? So we're going to talk about that when we come back. All right? This is Donnielle. You're listening to Right Body for You on Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back.
The life and the body you secretly hope for is possible. Somewhere you know that, right? What if creating that body and life is not about deprivation and sacrifice? Would you be willing to choose it? What if it could be as simple as changing how you look at things? Right Body for You with Donnielle is a different kind of radio show. Each week, Donnielle invites you to you. She shares simple tools that you can use immediately to create changes in your body and your life. Something different begins now. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're far greater than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if it's time to know the gift and the contribution you are to the world and to like yourself a lot more? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. Asking questions opens doors to infinite possibilities. And it's not about finding the answer. It's about being the question. Always. What I'm inviting you to step into is something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Gandhi, Picasso, and Aristotle all knew to be true. What if no question is too big or too small? What if anything is possible for you? What if together we could create a kinder, gentler, happier world? Is now the time? Go to beingyouclass.com and sign up for a free video series, My Gift to You. beingyouclass.com. What if you, truly being you, are the gift and change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. If you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. Thank you for listening today, tomorrow, in the past, in the present, in the future. Standing on your head, standing on your feet, standing on your side. I am truly grateful whenever you choose to join us and listen. Okay. So, and I would like to invite you guys. Okay, if anybody's in, Brisbane, Australia next week, and would like to join me for a class I like to call the Right Body for You 2.5-day workshop. Might change your life, might change your body. You might actually have fun. If you're enjoying the radio show at all, and I hope you are, then think about what 2.5 days would be like. 2.5 days of fun and laughter and changing bodies, getting to actually the core of what are some of the things that we're functioning from that is creating and generating our bodies in ways that we had never anticipated before. And during the workshop, I walk you through activities of listening to your body, eating food, listening to your body and what it regards to eat, the energy behind the words, money, earth, pain, healing, a number of things that you might not always think that has anything to do with your body, and yet it actually does. Okay, it's really a in-depth introduction to the possibility that your body can be. And I had somebody recently ask me, they're like, "Oh, I thought that it was only like a recap of the book," and it's not. The book was a starting point for the workshops, and it's been evolving from there over the past 8 years. So I hope you, well, if you're in Australia, you can join us. Or if you're up in the middle of the night and you're somewhere in the North America or European countries, it's also being live streamed, so you can check us out there. And the great thing is it has no prereqs, which means is this the first time you listen to the radio show and first time you've heard of me, Access Consciousness, or Right Body for You, and you've not taken another Access Consciousness class, you can still show up. That's kind of the exciting thing. It has no prereqs, okay? And then after that, if you want to, you can attend the Right Body for You Tools in Action, first ever time in Access Consciousness classes, and it's going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the French Quarter. We are going to have fun. We are throwing a party in consciousness, fun, ease, laughter, giggly style in the French Quarter. So I hope you join us. You can go to Donnielle.com, DONNIELLE.com to find out more about that. All right. Excuse me. So today we're talking about secret ingredients to creation. And specifically a couple ingredients that I have been recently keeping secrets from myself. I've spent all my life creating things or trying to create things, whether it was creating my life, creating a book, creating a job, creating a relationship, creating my body. I spent a lot of time trying to create things. And yet I was hiding one thing secret from myself. And it was really this sexualness, okay? In Access Consciousness and Right Body for You, we have a different way of looking at sexualness and sex. even though sexualness has the word sex in it, it is not about putting the body parts together, okay? Sexualness is really about the creation of life, okay? It's your living. It's the healing, nurturing, caring, orgasmic, expansiveness, joyful possibilities that are out there, okay? So I'm going to just really quickly had some break out some terms just to get you a brief understanding of what I'm talking about when I say sexualness versus sex, okay? So sex, as we look at it in Access Consciousness, is like when you're looking good, feeling good, strutting your stuff, and, you know, when people are going, hello, nice body. And that necessarily doesn't even mean like, hey, baby, I want to get with you. No, it's not even that necessarily. It's just about, wow. Because, you know, I do that with my friends all the time. Like, wow, your boobs look great in that dress. Totally admiring their body. I don't want to, like, you know, nuzzle them or, you know, go or, you know, copulate with them. But, you know, I do admire. And this is what we're talking when you're sex, when you're looking good, feeling good, walking tall, okay? And then we also talk about copulation, which is where you actually put the body parts together, okay? When you put body part A into body part B, or body part A licks body part B, you get my drift where I'm going with this, right? That's the actual act of it all, okay? And then we have sensuality, 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 okay? That's just that bodies like to be touched, okay? Bodies like to be touched. It's one of its favorite things. Again, this is not about putting body part A into body part B. It's just about bodies like to be touched, held. I mean, how good does a hug feel, right? What if, you know, there is more to a mother's healing touch than it being about a mother? You know, what if that holding the baby up all night, whether it's the mother that birthed it, the mother who adopted it, the person who's caring for it, the father, what if it's part of it is that exchange from one body to another through that touch? You know, I mean, if you look at it, there's a reason that if somebody's sad, you hug them. If they need encouragement, you hold their hand to give them strength. It's like, what else is there to this sensuality and touch that we haven't yet acknowledged as a potency, okay? So that sensuality, the fact that bodies like to be touched, right? And then there's sexuality, which is, in this reality says, oh, well, I'm a gay, I'm a straight, I'm a bi, I'm a tri, I'm a nothing, you know. Basically, it's always like about who you're willing to shag, who you're willing to copulate with, when actually sexuality is nothing but a judgment, you guys. Because what it does is, yes, it limits you. And here's the fun thing about limitations, you guys. It usually doesn't always have to do with one thing, okay? So I'm not saying you have to go out and shag everybody and everything. Really, that's up to you. That's your choice. That's your preference. What I'm asking you to do is to not limit who you'll receive from, okay? So if you have created a limitation around, I am a straight woman, I will only receive from straight men, well, then how much are you actually cutting off the possibilities of your business as well? Because you've determined and judged and limited and contracted, all those fun words, that you can only receive from straight men. And so it will actually cut your business by a fourth, which is pretty dang sad, okay? Or by 3/4. Sorry, you can only receive from a fourth of the world. So in sexuality, you have preference, shag whoever you want, but do be willing to receive from anyone, okay? Again, not receive the body parts, again, that's your choice, but receive energetically, which also includes their money, their information, their kindness, and their giving as well, okay? This is what we're talking about with the sexuality, which brings us back to sexualness, okay? Sexualness, that energy of living, that nurturing, caring, healing, orgasmic, creative, generative, expansiveness, joyful. Okay? It's what you feel in nature. Anybody else ever go out in nature and just feel better, and their body feels better, and they feel more alive? That's because it's that sexualness, okay? I get it also when walking around London. I just get so turned on by that city, okay? Turned on by the city, does that mean I want to go hump the building? No. Well, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. No. Again, that's not about shagging. What it is, it's about that turning your body and your life on. Because at the end of the day, that's what sexualness can do for you, is it turns your life and living and your body on. Turning you on as in you have to go copulate? Nope. What that means is it's just that you are alive. How many people do you see with their body where you don't even know how they're still functioning because they have so little energy, they have so little enjoyment of their body or their life, okay? So this is why, so you're like, wait a minute, I thought we were talking about creation. We are talking about creation. Because one of the secrets I was keeping from myself was that when I turn my sexualness on, and then there's not like a switch to flip, you guys. I wish I could say, okay, now if you, touch your kneecap in a certain way, all my android friends, all of a sudden your sexualness will turn on. Like in Star Trek The Next Generation when Data got his emotion chip and he could flip it on and off. It's not exactly what I'm talking about. Would be cool though, huh? But no, what I'm talking about with turning on your sexualness is just to allow that energy to be present in your life. And the great thing is you don't have to see anything or perceive anything. All you have to do is ask for it to turn on, and it will. Okay? And let me also state, this has nothing to do with the size, shape, level of your body. It doesn't mean like I can only turn on my sexualness if I'm the perfect size, the perfect hair color, the perfect skin color, the perfect clothes, the perfect amount of health level, when I get better. If I have a cold and my nose is runny and all red from blowing and I'm coughing and hacking, well, of course I can't turn on my sexualness then because I'm gross. Ew. Okay, so that's not what we're talking about with sexualness. You can turn your sexualness on with anything, okay? But sexualness is different than the sex, different than that, hey, baby, you want to come play? Sexualness is that orgasmic quality of living, turning your body on, and just being alive. You ever been around somebody who feels more alive? And I'm not talking about running around like a crazy person. That's not proof of life, although a lot of people do proof of living through running around like a crazy person. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? But have you ever just been around somebody who you just feel better? You feel alive, they feel alive, and the universe just kind of seems to expand. They might actually have their sexualness turned on, okay? All right, and what if that is one of the most invitational things you can do and be? All right, we're going to take our next quick little break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about sexualness and judgment and what that does for creation, okay? This is Donnielle. You're listening to Right Body for You. We're on Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back.
The life and the body you secretly hope for is possible. Somewhere you know that, right? What if creating that body and life is not about deprivation and sacrifice? Would you be willing to choose it? What if it could be as simple as changing how you look at things? Right Body for You with Donnielle is a different kind of radio show. Each week, Donnielle invites you to you. She shares simple tools that you can use immediately to create changes in your body and your life. Something Different begins now. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
What would you say if I told you that you could change your life in only 1 hour and all while lying down relaxing? Thousands of people all over the world have. What am I talking about? It's called Access Consciousness, the bars. The bars is an energetic body process that contains 32 different points on your head that when run assist you in releasing decisions about any area of your life that you have made solid and as a result cannot change. The bars is the first class in Access Consciousness, a dynamic set of tools and information designed to transform any area of your life. When you have a bars session, the worst that can happen is you feel like you had a fantastic massage. The best thing that can happen is your whole life could change. Go to accessconsciousness.com today to find a facilitator to schedule a private session or to find a bars class in your area. Are you willing to give yourself an hour to change your life?
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. If you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. I am Donnielle, otherwise known as the voice in your head today. Thank you for joining me now, in the past, in the present, or the future. I am truly, truly grateful anytime anybody takes an hour to listen to any of these radio shows, and what a gift that is to me, and I hope I can contribute something to you as well. Okay. So today we're talking about the secret ingredients to creation. Because, I've recently added something to my life that I had been keeping secret from myself as a possibility. Okay. Something I had been keeping secret that once I started using it, and I don't mean by using it as in a negative, abusive, using it as in a way to manipulate, using it as in a way to tease and taunt people, but using it as a way to actually create and generate my life, my living, my business, my classes, my radio show, and everything else in between. Okay? So what it is not something new to Access Consciousness, but you get it when you get it. And really, it's just been since January of this year that I've really, truly allowed myself to have some of the sexualness that before I had equated only to be, that female energy. And it's interesting because, I can go back into my life and look at a time I remember sitting in my living room as a kid. And I do mean a kid. So I was 5, 6, I was 5 to 7 maybe, and watching some detective show or something. I don't remember what it was, the show specifically, but I do remember that what happened was that in the show was a very attractive, sexual, sultry, that kind of femme fatale energy woman used her body and what this reality calls her sexualness, the hey baby, what you doing? What do you want to come here? You this, but you can't have it. But you want some of it, but you can't have it, right? So she used her feminine wiles, as they say, to actually destroy this other person. And it eventually led to his death. And
The life and the body you secretly hope for is possible. Somewhere you know that, right? What if creating that body and life is not about deprivation and sacrifice? Would you be willing to choose it? What if it could be as simple as changing how you look at things? Right Body for You with Donnielle is a different kind of radio show. Each week, Donnielle invites you to you. She shares simple tools that you can use immediately to create changes in your body and your life. Something different begins now. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
And welcome me back. Sorry, folks. Sometimes that happens. What can I say? We love our digital age, and sometimes in our digital age, you get hung up on by your own phone. So thank you for continuing to be here and welcoming me back. I'm so grateful. All right. So my producer said I'm too sexy for the airwaves, which is interesting as what we were talking about, because we were talking about how my memory as a kid about when somebody had used their body, somebody had used their feminine wiles at the detriment of destroying a person's life, and then eventually this person killed himself, right? So it resulted in his death even. And so here I am, 5 to 7 years old, and I see this happen, and I have this sexualness in my universe. And what do? I start to equate it with me being and my body being an invitation to people can hurt them, can destroy them. And so I began to turn that off. I began to hide it. I began to create and generate a body to where that wasn't going to be a problem. I wouldn't hurt people. I can actually remember actively having almost panic fits about it when I was a kid. And so this is what I'm saying, that for me, turning this sexualness on, allowing that energy to be present in my life, for me was quite a journey of a number of years, including the 9 years or whatever I've been in Access Consciousness, okay? And you get it when you get it. And it really just been since January of this year that I was like, oh, wait a minute. I know I've taught this. I know I've talked about it. And what that sexualness looks like for me. Because it's going to be different for every single person, okay? And let me say again about the sexualness, it doesn't actually mean you don't have to have a certain body, size, shape, health level, or anything in between to be able to be the sexualness. And the sexualness is an invitation to other people to create more, to be more. Okay, before the break, we were talking about how if you've ever been around somebody and you just felt better, well, chances are they have their sexualness turned on. Okay, it's that healing, nurturing, caring, expansive, generative, creative energies. Okay, it's not about putting the body parts together. It's like, have you ever had a good massage? And maybe the technique seems to be about the same, but for some reason it just feels better than somebody else. Chances are they had their sexualness turned on. Okay, look at the words: healing, caring, nurturing, creative, generative, expansive energies. Okay. And so when you turn your sexualness on, yes, there's going to be some people in this reality who can misunderstand that. And that's where I was. I misunderstood it for myself and went, I can never do that. It's going to lead me into temptation, which leads other people into temptation. It could result in death. Boom, boom, boom. And so I turned it off. And honestly, I'm surprised I created and generated any type of life with my sexualness turned off. Okay. So let's look at the words again. Healing. Thank you. Nurturing. Thank you. Caring. Nice. Healing, caring, nurturing, creative. Remember, we're talking about creation today. Generative. which leads into creation, and the expansiveness, okay? This part I really want to talk about because we kind of brush over it when we talk about sexualness a lot. But sexualness is an invitation to you to expanding your life and to other people expanding their life, which is why you tend to feel good around somebody like this. It's not just because they have a kind, caring soul, but when you're with somebody who has their sexualness turned on, more seems possible in the world for you, for everybody, okay? When you have your sexualness turned on, more seems possible and is possible for the world around you, for you, for your life, for their life, for anybody's life. And so when I say that sexualness is actually one of the secret ingredients to creation, this is what I'm talking about. Because the second I turn my sexualness on, it's not that my body changed, but what it changed is me and me being alive. Okay, not that I was ever dead, obviously. I've been talking to you for a couple of years now on the radio. But I was more alive. I was more expanded, which is that expansive. And I've had more people be excited to just be around me. And it's not necessarily because they want to get with me, put body part A into body part B, or that they even want something from me. But it's like, oh, wow, more is possible in the universe. Not because I'm going to do it for them, but just because I'm an invitation to that energy. And you are all an invitation to this energy. Okay? When you turn your sexualness on, it's an invitation to more. It's an invitation to living and something that's never actually been seen on this planet. Okay? And so, yeah, more people want to come to my classes. More people want to talk to me. More people want to look at me. And more people want to just know what I have, which what I have is living, being alive, enjoying things. And I've always been that, oh, we're alive, we're having fun, laugh, ha, ha, ha. But it's been an ease that it's never been before, okay? Because before it was always, oh, yes, I'm happy. And now it's like, oh, yes, I'm happy. And there's an ease to it that's never been there before. That is what this sexualness has actually helped create and generate. Okay? So we're going to take our last little break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more how sexualness leads to creation. Okay? All right. This is Donnielle. You're listening to Right Body for You on Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back.
The life and the body you secretly hope for is possible. Somewhere you know that, right? What if creating that body and life is not about deprivation and sacrifice? Would you be willing to choose it? What if it could be as simple as changing how you look at things? Right Body for You with Donnielle is a different kind of radio show. Each week, Donnielle invites you to you. She shares simple tools that you can use immediately to create changes in your body and your life. Something different begins now. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
What if you really do change molecules by your interaction with them? What if the change you've been looking for is right before your eyes? What if the uncomfortableness that comes with difference could be fun? What if the closed-minded people of the world no longer determined our world? What if gratitude trumps judgment every time? What if your kindness healed the world? What if the earth is asking for your help? And what if you had the resources to give it? This is your invitation to step into something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Picasso, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Aristotle all knew to be true. Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question. And everything changed for me. What if there are no dumb questions, or any question too large? What if you being you are the gift and the change this world requires? Is now the time? For more questions to create a change in your world, sign up for a free video series at beingyouclass.com. My gift to you, beingyouclass.com.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. If you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. I am your host, Donnielle. Thank you for listening today in the past, the present, or the future. And today we're talking about the secret ingredient to creation, sexualness. Okay? Because sexualness is outside of what your body looks like, how your body feels currently, like health level. Because, you know, I it was interesting because I'm like, okay, I turned my sexualness on. And, you know, I'm like, okay, I will begin to allow this energy to be present in my universe. And what was interesting is I actually had the point of view that then my body would change immediately. It's like, well, of course, then I'm going to lose some weight because I have my sexualness turned on. I'm willing to receive this energy. But what's interesting about this is while that can contribute to weight loss or healing your body of cancer or the flu even, it's also just about expanding your universe so you can even see different possibilities to creation, okay? So what I'm saying is, you know, since January, my body hasn't changed a whole lot, but my life and living have changed dynamically, including receiving from men, something that I had never allowed to before, receiving compliments, receiving gratitude. Because I was always better giving gratitude than receiving gratitude. And with the sexualness turned on, more people are just like, hey, I want to play with you in whatever capacity that shows up as, okay? Whether it's classes, whether it's in a romantic way or anything else in between. So it's really kind of fun. And you begin to be this energy, so people who you're not even necessarily directly communicating with can actually perceive you out into the world. So this is what I'm talking about creation, because other things have also come into with this being the energy of the sexualness. I've been creating like I've never have been before. Okay, I've been creating books like I never have before. I've been creating websites. I've been creating content. I've been creating my living, as in living and alive like never before. So for me, one of the secret ingredients to creation has been this, turning your sexualness on. And with that, my life and living and my body becomes this healing, generative, creative, nurturing, caring, expansive, orgasmic quality of life. So that every single second is like a boom, an explosion of possibility. And so I'm in constant state of creation mode instead of a doing of creation mode. I guess I should say that's one of the big things for me, that turning my sexualness on is instead of doing creation, me and my body be creation. And when we be creation, the things that we are creating become easier. Instead of doing a book or doing a class, it's just a natural part, an extension of who I be now, who my body bees. Yes, my body is changing with that, but that's not what it's about. Part of it, absolutely. But really the sexualness is about the expansion, that possibility that comes into existence when you're willing to be those creative energies of sexualness, the healing, nurturing, caring, orgasmic, nurturing, okay? And this is what I'm talking about. People will feel better just being around you. You know, it's really interesting. Some of the comments I've been receiving lately just from turning my sexualness on. So truth, would you guys be willing to turn your sexualness on right now? No more excuses, no more judgments, no more I have to look a certain way, I have to be a certain way, my body has to be a certain health level. But truth, would you be willing to turn your sexualness on right now? You don't have to feel anything, there's no activity. All you have to do is say, yes, I will allow these energies to be present in my life and my body. And it's as easy as that. Right now, would you be willing to turn your sexualness on? Cool. Thank you. And watch the creation flow. Because like I said, for me, it was a secret ingredient that I was keeping from myself, that turning your sexualness on, instead of doing creation, you be creation. And what else is possible in your life and your living in the world when you be creation instead of do creation? Oh, everything. And more than you even thought possible. Okay? So, secret ingredient to creation, turning your sexualness on. I can't wait to see and hear what you guys create in today, immediately, and tomorrow and the day after that with your sexualness turned on. So please do let me know. You can go to Donnielle.com, DONNIELLE, and send me an email and let me know, or Donnielle at accessconsciousness.com, DONNIELLE, and let me know. And as always, let us know if there's something else you want a topic to be talked about. And if you're in Brisbane next week, please do stop by for a Right Body for You workshop, or you can live stream it. You can also find out more about that on the website. And in the coming months, I will be doing either a Right Body for You workshop or a 3-day body class in Vienna. Will be a 3-day body class and a Right Body for You workshop in September and November. I have to check on that. It's on the calendar on my website. And then I'll also be in London in November. London, and for the first time, Manchester, which I'm very excited about. I love England. My body feels so good there. Talk about sexualness. Woo! One of my favorite cities in the world. So I'll be doing classes in there also. And then in September, I will be doing, for the first ever, something called the Right Body for You Tools in Action. Okay? Right Body for You Tools in Action, where we're actually taking the Right Body for You manual that comes with the Right Body for You 2.5-day workshop. And I'm bringing it to life in the French Quarter in Louisiana, okay? New Orleans, French Quarter. And what it is we're calling it, this isn't a classroom, this is life, okay? Because what we're doing is we're going to, instead of presenting the tools, you're going to use the tools to get a breadth and a depth to Right Body for You tools that have never really been seen before in a classroom setting. So I'm very, 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 very excited to see what shows up with that. It's a small, intimate group. We're going to have it with only 30 people. And we're going to be running, it's not in a venue, but we're going to be running around the French Quarter doing different activities that we have planned. And I can't wait to see how that shows up. And so, but there is only 30 people. One of the prereq for going is a 2.5-day workshop. So you can, if you can't come in person, you can also live stream. Live stream is the one in Brisbane next month and the one in Edmonton, Canada in September. So right before the Tools in Action. So I hope to see you all there. And until then, make it a fun week, a happy week. Please join me next week. Enjoy your body because it's enjoying you. And until then, you know what? Please have fun in everything you do. That truly, and sexualness, changes the world. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Right Body for You. Donnielle will return next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you and your body will join us. Until then, have fun.